Hello there. So, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood is one of the most beautiful films I've ever seen. It touched my heart on a very emotional and deep level, and as it reads in the title, it changed me internally. So, let's get into the review. Now, as shocking as it may sound, Tom Hanks is not the protagonist of this film. He is Lloyd Vogel, a journalist who was asked to interview the real world Fred Rogers, who is played perfectly by Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks brilliantly embodied the character of Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers' kind, soft spoken nature, along with his generosity, was portrayed really well. Tom got lost in the role. I wish I had seen Mr. Rogers' show as a kid. We see Lloyd Vogel, a journalist with personal problems of his own. His mother died when he was a child, and he was mad at his father for he left her during this dark time. Lloyd, after several years, had a wife and a child but was still mad at his father. His father had realized his actions and needed forgiveness. After getting into a fight, we see Lloyd's rage. Later, when he interviews the lovable Mr. Rogers, instead of getting to know Mr. Rogers gets to know about him, which happened in real life. During interviews, Mr. Rogers was more interested in the interviewer rather than himself. He would even call them years later to see how they were doing. Talk about being nice. He gets to know the tussle between Lloyd and his father and tries to help him, but Lloyd refuses. In the train, when Mr. Rogers and Lloyd were going home, everybody starts singing his intro of the show to show how impactful he has been on their lives, and that was an incredible scene. Lloyd and his father go through their own character arcs. Lloyd is a good man, and Mr. Rogers sees that in him because he chooses to see the best in people. But Lloyd is rough on the outside and doesn't open up to people as he chooses to show his worst side to everybody. But Mr. Rogers helps him change, and so eventually, after Lloyd is emotionally distant with all of his loved ones, he goes back, now learned and grown as a better person, and opens up and shows his true good self to the world, which makes him more welcome in the family as he and his father grow beyond their flawed selves and their dark past and connect and bond together. When all the family members come together, it made me genuinely smile as it feels warm and personal. We see our characters who are flawed just like us and see them grow and change like we do, and that's life. We aren't perfect, but instead of arguing, we can use kindness, compassion, and good nature to make the world a better place. There are these moments of complete silence in the film where we just sit and appreciate what we have and thank God for everything. What I loved about this film is its ability to make you reevaluate your life and life choices. It teaches us how to deal with our feelings of negativity and depression and turn them into something positive. Just like Mr. Rogers, his kindness and compassion and love towards truly understanding people made him lovable. He was the living embodiment of good in this world. We learn to accept people the way they are and not how they're supposed to be. This film forces me to do good, to be a good man, and helped me rediscover what it means to be human. Thank you so much for watching. And I would like to thank my friend Vilified, or you could check out his Instagram at VilifiedHipHop, for providing me the awesome music in these videos. And until next time, I'll see you later.
Bruh.